Hey budgety. So we have a certified yapper video, and I hate that we are meeting under these circumstances, under the situation, because I haven't done one in a while. And it's like, dang girl, you gonna do a video and it's gonna be about this? Yes, might as well talk it out, dish it out, write it out, okay? And let's look at them numbers. So if you see the title, you know that I am working, but I am not getting paid.
I'm up to here with the bull.
Let me tell you, I have been really thinking, praying, discussing with my husband long and hard if I wanted to even share this. Because one, it reveals who I work for in a sense, or even not really who I work for, but the proximity. Hey now, okay? And two, you know, the internet is a dangerous place.
It's probably not safe.
Now, I know this community, okay? We talk about numbers. We're being honest. I get it. But people can be nasty, okay? And sometimes when you're in such a fragile situation, you're like, ooh, do I want to give too much? Ooh, you know? So I've been thinking about it. I've been praying about it. I've been talking to my husband about it, talking to my mom about it. Like, I've been talking. And really, everybody's been like, do what you want to do. Not in that way. They're just like, do what's best for you. And here we are. I'm chit-chatting with you guys about it. So if you don't know and you're like new here because you're just now seeing this video, my name is Mo. Okay. I'm on my financial freedom journey with my husband. We both live in the DMV area. Okay. Just got here in 2025. That's me knocking on the area footstep, you know, if you will. I don't know. So, yeah. What do I want to start off with? Okay, let's start off with our last quarter challenge, because your girl's doing the last quarter challenge. I hope y'all doing it with me. Y'all know I just gotta let you guys know about it. This last quarter challenge, every week we're doing something new. It's available on paperbymo.com if you're interested. But you know, if money's tight, trust me, I get it. Just use a pen and a paper. So week 1, we went over expense trackers. Week 2, we plan out our goals, like mini goals for 2026. Week 3, we did like a October 2026 projection, if you will. What does our numbers look like in October 2026? Yeah, and I dream big. Okay, I said my husband makes 10,000 and I make 10,000. I know what you're thinking. And then I also said I make 1,000 from YouTube per month. If you know and you've been around, I might make $100 every 2 weeks. So yeah, she was reaching, and that's okay. And then this week, week 4, we are building new habits with our daily tracker. Also, every Sunday on paperbymo.com, I post a new blog post, and I'm just talking about various topics, the various things that I go through, people that I love go through, my friends. Sometimes you guys give me topics to talk about. So this blog post is directly about the last quarter challenge. It is titled Week 4, Build 2 to 3 New Habits That Stick, Small and Attainable. Okay. So I want to share this daily tracker with you all because my habits are aligning with my life right now. Okay. My habits are morning affirmations. I need some positivity in my life. I'm just being honest. So you guys are probably going to see this later in the week, but I'm recording it on a Wednesday, so you see the check marks. Then I also put gratitude because, and again, I need positivity and I need to remind myself of all the positive things that are going on in life. Life is good nonetheless, and it always is. I'll also go ahead and show you, I listen to a YouTuber's, it's like Be Creative, something like that. I listen to this YouTuber and it's just affirmations, and I listen to that in the morning and I'll repeat, like, and outside of this situation that I'm currently in, I always do it. Okay. I have to, because listen, life don't try you, people gonna try you. Okay. I guess people in life, work gonna try you, animals gonna try you, you know, people on traffic is gonna try you. So you just gotta have gratitude or in affirmations. That's at least the way I think of it. So I went ahead and also did gratitude. And another one was review money. I didn't do it yet for today, but we will be doing it in this video. So let's just go ahead and check her off. Okay. So yeah, that is the last quarter challenge. Again, this is available on paperbymo.com. I'm excited. The whole goal of the last quarter challenge is just for you and I to try to build up who and what we're going to be, like who we're going to be in 2026, some habits we want to have in 2026. We don't want to just say like, oh, it's the new year, we got resolutions, and then February we're like, resolution who's calling? Okay, hang up the phone, because that's not it. No, we don't want to do that. At least I don't want to do that. I can only speak for myself, and I hope you don't want to do that either. So that is the purpose of the last quarter challenge, is for the October, November, and December, and we getting our money together. Okay, together. Now let's get into it. So if you don't know what this is right here is, this is our little blue notebook, okay? I usually write in this for various situations arise, if you will, okay? Let me see what we had. The most notable thing is the life account. Last year, actually last October, my husband was laid off from his job. He ended up getting a severance package, and we basically planned it out in this little blue book. You know what we about to do? We about to plan out life, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with planning out some life. Most of the loans 2024 progress. My husband's student loans 2024 progress. 2025 at a glance. We're going to do that for 2026 as well. I love a good at a glance, okay? Because I just want to see like a little bird's eye. Like, ooh, if the numbers right now are what we're going to have in the next year, this is what it'll come out to. That was how, we decided to look at everything. What else is in here? Ooh, I got a prayer list in here. I don't think that's for y'all. Then we had a pivot. Again, this was back to our life account. My husband lost his job. I was not happy at the job I had in Louisiana. So we were like, listen, we want to dip. We want to skedaddle. Where do we want to go? What do we want to do? We had to get out our lease. This is the number we had saved. That's $17,000 came from my husband's severance, as well as like some money I gave. Okay, I'm just giving you guys some back history. And then new bills, okay, because people kept telling us DMV is so expensive. And don't get me wrong, it is expensive. It just, we just shop around a little well, okay? Some people will call it cheap. I would call it financially attainable. Ooh, somebody quote me. I need to trademark that. Financially attainable. 6 months check-in, okay. I like to skip a page. You're thinking, oh girl, you are messing up the trees. And what I'm just saying is I write so hard that skipping a page only makes sense. It's literally like the only smart thing to do. So, couple of things. First things first, you're going to think like, oh my God, girl, you work for the government. And I'm not saying I work for the government, but I'm also not telling you who I work for. What I'm going to say to you is there are people who are furloughed, meaning they went sent home and they do not go to work. And then there are people like me who has to actually go into work every day and not get a paycheck. Now, these people can work for the government. These people can also be a civilian, or what that is working for the government. But these people can also be a contractor for the government. And these people, because remember, October is the new fiscal year. This also can be anybody who works for a company that's not working in government buildings, but a company that supports the government. That means that that company didn't get their contract or whatever. So in a way, it's a contractor, but kind of, sort of not. That's the best way I know how to explain that. Again, I don't feel comfortable sharing which one I am, because it's just irrelevant. Just know your girl, me, I'm going to work every day, okay? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I am not getting paid. Now, you guys know, I think you know, if you've been around, my husband and I are a month ahead, so we're not in a horrible position. That is good news. Gratitude. Hello? Come on now. Gratitude, because I am grateful. My husband and I are a month ahead, so that means that November, we are covered for. We feel really good about the month of November because we have that money already for the bills. Now, December, that's a whole nother topic. So what we're going to do when we're talking about numbers, we're going to go over our October 2nd paycheck budget. Now, I did not print out the actual budget sheet that I put in my budget binder, aka my budget planner, because y'all know I love to tell you that my budget binder, it is a budget planner. I implore you all to plan out your money, okay? It ain't nothing funny but plan out your money. I don't know. Listen, sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying because it's a lot going on. And I am grateful to have a job. My husband has a job. I'm grateful that he has a job. We have a way to pay our bills. So I choose to laugh instead of cry. And I crack jokes endlessly, okay? Because I gotta live. I gotta enjoy life. And again, right now, it's not so bad, but we don't know how long this government shutdown is going to last. So let's plan out some numbers. So we're going to go ahead and plan out actually our third paycheck budget. What my husband brought in, what I brought in, and then I brought in some money from YouTube. And you're thinking, what you brought in, girl, you're not getting paid. Y'all, why did they pay me $1.73? Okay. Yep. They gave me $1.73. Here's the thing. I got paid my first paycheck for the month of October. I apparently paid a little over to like my husband and I's healthcare because our healthcare comes out of my check. Paid a little over, okay? A little over to that. So they said, girl, we're not gonna give you 0.00. We're gonna give you 1.73. I said, ooh, let me go buy a candy bar. Y'all, I couldn't even buy a candy bar. Candy bar is $2, $1.99. Welcome to the DMV. They said you are short. Bum 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 bum. Okay. It's not funny. No, it is funny. What am I saying? It's freaking funny. Okay. So we're going to go over my $1.73. We're going to go over what my husband brought in and YouTube. That's the actual, right? That's the actual October second paycheck budget. And I'm going to put it on an actual the sheet off camera because, again, I didn't print it out. I think I got a little paper problem. I got to get that fixed. Then we're going to go ahead and go over like the numbers, what's in our joint checking account, what's in our bill checking account to make sure we got enough. And I'm pretty sure we got enough. And I'm going to share with you guys like what our methodology is. Okay. We got method to our madness because we got to make it work out here in these streets. So let's get into it. Okay. So I'm going to put October second paycheck, October second paycheck. Okay, so thank God for my husband's job. Come on, gratitude. So this is my husband's full-time. This check is a little lower for him because, y'all, why did my husband get freaking food poisoning? He got food poisoning. The man was sick. $1,658.88. That's okay. He is healed. He is well. I don't know what he ate, but just know he wasn't feeling good. So he took a couple days off, or he took a day and a half off. Okay, so my paycheck, it was $1.73. I'm going to put a screenshot in because I know y'all will not believe me. I'm going to put it in, y'all. Okay, and then YouTube, thank you guys so much for watching. I went ahead and went over my YouTube income on the quarterly progress. It's probably like once every quarter. So once every 3 months, every 3 or every 2 months, I'll get paid some money. And I'm always grateful. I always usually give this to my student loans, but y'all, student loans is not getting this time. I gotta be honest with you. It's not getting it. So let's go ahead and do some math. We got 1658.88 plus 1.73, and then we got plus 109.66. Okay, so we got $1,770.27. So $1,770.27. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We are letting a majority of the money sit in our checking. So the money from our first paycheck, mine and my husband, we've been letting that money sit in our joint checking. You're thinking why you're not getting any interest on it. It's really for safety. We need a little safety net, if I gotta be honest with you. It just makes us feel a little bit better. We've been swiping our credit cards a lot. Okay, so when it comes to food and gas, that's been coming on the credit cards. We decided we're going to pay the credit cards back. We will, y'all. We're not going to just run with the money. Take it and run. We're not going to do that. We're going to pay it back. However, we know there's interest. However, it just makes us feel a little better to actually have a little bit more cash on hand. Okay. Now, granted, with my husband's paycheck alone, he can pay all the bills. Yes. But the food and the gas and like savings and extra student loan debt payments, that the extra stuff. But food is not extra and gas is not extra, especially when you got to go to work and you're not getting paid. Hello. No, but gas to go to and fro work is important. And then again, food. So we kind of just been swiping our card and letting a lot of the money sit in our checking, joint checking account. And you're going to see that when we get to that part. Okay, so $1,770.27. Now, this is considered the second paycheck. So we're going to do our bills. But when it comes to our bills, we're only going to have our rent. This is half of it. And that's going to be $772.50. $772.50. And then we got our water / sewage. And this is half of it. And that's going to be $52.50. Now, this should equals $825. $772.50 plus $52.50, $825. Okay, so that is $825. What is remaining? We're gonna take that $1,770.27 and subtract 825. That's gonna be $945.27. 945.27. All right, next thing, very important thing, is going to be like our variable expenses. So that's going to be, and I'm going to put variable. Okay, boom. So we're going to do food, my husband's gas, my gas, and that's it. Like, we're not doing all fun. What's fun? Okay, no, I'm just joking. You got fun at home. Okay, what did they say? You got McDonald's money at home? Okay, so food, we're gonna do $250 because that works for us. And then we're also gonna do gas, $35 for each. Our cars are kind of old and they don't take a lot of gas. Okay, so we're gonna do $250 plus 35 plus 35. Now we're at $320. Okay, so we're gonna equal $320, and we're gonna remain. So this is what's remaining from the 945.27 minus 945.27. It's gonna say negative. It's not. We know. 625.27. Okay, 625.27, and what we're going to do. Okay, so because of this situation and this circumstance, I know you're thinking that we're crazy, but this 625.27 is going to stay in that account. We just don't know how long this is all going to last. You know, we pray it's over tomorrow, but will it be over tomorrow? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. So this is just going to stay in our account. This is going to stay in our joint checking. Stay in joint checking. Again, this is just for safety, for our mind. We got to get it right, get it tight. Granted, once, you know, we're going to have this discussion again. We're going to have a talk again, because once the money comes back and there's back pay or whatever the case may be, then we got to discuss where we're going to do all the numbers, because we did live life without it. Now, with that being said, and living life without it, what have we done? Like I said, we've been swiping our credit cards. So that means that we got some credit card bills that's probably going to come up. We've been giving our credit cards like a couple hundred. But when I say we're putting everything on our credit card, I mean we're putting everything. Listen, we got to do what we got to do. Another big important thing is my husband and I have not been paying our student loans. So number one, because my husband and I always put like random amounts of money towards our student loans, they always account for it as us paying our bill. What does that mean? That means for the month of October, we never owed an actual bill to our student loans. So we just decided to not pay it. Actually, we haven't paid anything to our student loans since the top of September, because we knew, I didn't know for sure how this was going to affect me. I feel like that's kind of giving stuff away. I didn't know for sure how this government shutdown was going to affect me, but I knew that, October's coming up and I got this new position and life is lifing and I don't really know. Okay. So my husband was like, if you don't know and I don't know and we don't know, let's just hold off. And so although I budgeted out for the second, not just me, but on film, I budgeted out for the second paycheck to be like regular for September. As you see, when we closed out the month of September, a lot of stuff was in red because we didn't give a lot of money to our student loans. We ended up keeping that money in our joint checking account. So we're going to talk about that as well, y'all. Look at me. Okay, so what are we going to do? Let's do different colors. You guys know I like some colors. Give me some colors. Okay, so we're going to do blue. We're going to do green. I don't even know if this has any ink in it, but you know, let's just see, because if we don't succeed, we can just dust ourselves off and try again. Red is not kind. It's not kind at all, actually. I know this blue don't have it. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna use those colors and we're gonna move along. You see, I try to do some ambiance or whatever. The mood, okay? Come on, mood. Snaps for the mood. Okay, so at the top of this, I'm gonna say current. So that's October 2nd paycheck. I feel like right on the back of this, it's gonna be so hard, and y'all know I write hard. So let's just do the next page. Okay, so we'll say current $, government shutdown. Okay. So my husband and I, we technically have 3 checking accounts. He has his own checking account. We have the joint checking account, and then I control the bill checking account. So we have 3. Okay. So the joint checking account used to be mine, and then I just got his name put on it, and now it's ours. His own checking account for whatever, life be life in. And then, so the bill checking account is kind of like my own checking account, but I just do the bills, you know, that's all. The beginning, the middle, and the end. So what do we want to do? We'll put the numbers in green. So we're going to say bill account, and I'm going to give you guys the numbers because that's what your girl do or whatever. Currently, right now, with me recording this video, I said we're gonna put it in green, and guess what? We ain't even put it in green. That's okay. So currently it has $2,264.84. Okay, so we're gonna skip some lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, another line in here. Okay, that's what our current bill account has. And maybe I'll say end October. Okay, as of the end of October. Now, this is going to be our joint checking account. Joint checking, and again, I told you guys that we got a lot of money sitting there. And even with the joint bill account, we still I'm pretty sure we're going to have to give it some money. So that's what we're going to discuss with you. Okay, so we currently have $6,720.54. So we don't owe anything for the rest of October. Well, newsflash, October is over anyway. So $6,720.54 is what we currently have. Again, this is at the end of October. So in our bill account, let's go over the things that need to be taken out come for November, right? And these are all the things that's going to come out. So we split up our rent and sewage and water into like 4 different payments. You're thinking, what are you talking about? So we get paid bi-weekly the same week. We do like rent, half the rent out of one check, and then half the water sewage out of one check, and then half the rent out of the next check, and half the water sewage. So I know that's a lot. What we're gonna do is simply put down rent, and that we're gonna put the rent, and this is gonna say and water/sewage. Okay, so this total we're gonna have for November is gonna be $1,631.92. Okay, and then let's go ahead. Well, we'll do the numbers after. Nothing wrong with the numbers a little later. And then let's do our internet. Now that's $50 straight. Okay, then we got phone. This is the phone bill. This is my mom's, myself's, and my husband's, and we pay it. This is $182. Okay. And then we have electricity bill. For whatever reason, y'all, the electricity bill is so much more higher. I like it in the ones. And even if it's in the 180s, 170s, but in the twos, it's disrespectful. And we were putting on air conditioning, and that's ridiculous because we have screens on our window. So you bet your bottom dollar, we're opening up them screens on the window, okay? Save some money. So it's $213.03. Then we have our gym membership, okay? $69.99. I like to just put $70. And then finally, coming out of this account, we have our car insurance. That's $185.85. $185.85. So let's get some numbers added and see what the numbers. I'm looking at this. I know this is going to be higher than $2,264. But you know what? Let's do it together. $1,631.92 plus 50 plus 182 plus 213.03. That is electricity plus 70. Yeah, and then 185. Yeah, that's going to be more. Okay, so plus 185.85. So that's $2,332.80. Okay, so I'm going to put a line. And then I'm going to say equal. So that is $2,332.80. We have $2,264.84. Ridiculous. But remember, this right here, this $825 for the bills have not been sent over to that joint account. I'm sorry, that bill account yet. So what we're going to put is we're going to move, let's put this in green. We're going to move the 825. And so we're going to do some new math for this. Okay. Okay, so we're going to move 825. Okay. So move 825 for the bills, and it's going to go here. I'm gonna say 2 bills. Very clean, plain language. So let's do $6,720.54, and we're gonna subtract $825. We have $5,895.54. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're going to subtract that 825. And then another thing we have, these are bills. We do have 2 bills. Well, it's not really 2 bills. It's 1 bill that comes out of our joint account. I don't know why. I think my husband and I set it up like that a while ago. And it is what it is. We just never change it. But our life insurance actually comes out of our checking account. A couple things I didn't include on here was, what is it called? Oh, our subscriptions. Our subscriptions come out of our credit cards. So we're not accounting for this. Another thing that comes out that I haven't accounted for is, again, our student loans. So our student loans are not on auto pay. We put them in. So we're just thinking like, let's see how life is going. But let me be very clear. We're not paying our student loans, but let me tell you that interest is accruing. I think we owe combined like 4 something. Hate that for us. Like on top of the student loan, 400 and something. So the interest that has accrued since the last paycheck payment we have given in the top of September has been about 4 something. Hate that for us. But guess what? We're gonna live, okay? Because student loans is the last thing anybody's worried about when you're trying to get your numbers and your money together. I'm just saying. Okay. So we're gonna minus 824 because this is going to bill account. So I'm gonna say to bill account. And then the next thing we're gonna do is, again, this is our life insurance. So we're gonna say life insurance, and that is $108.04 combined for my husband and I. It actually comes out as 2 separate payments. I was gonna put it separately, but you know, who got time for that? Nobody. Okay, so $108.04 and $825. So we got $5,895.54, and then we're gonna subtract $108.04. That's $5,787.50. I'm okay with that number. So far. Now we're just saying for this to sit. Again, my husband is, thank God he has a job, and thank God he's getting paid. So my husband's gonna get paid, and that's gonna be that. So we'll revisit. We'll go ahead and rebudget. Also, y'all, I got a budget for November, and I'm gonna budget it out as normal because life is gonna life, and eventually we're gonna get back to normal anyway. So I'm gonna budget for November as normal in the monthly budget. But whatever happens, I'll just do accordingly. I don't really know, y'all. I'm faking it till I make it. Okay, so this is gonna equal out for us to having $5,787.50 in that account. Now, remember, we owe our credit cards. We don't owe anything for the rest of October. We will owe stuff. I think at least my husband. I don't think I owe anything for November either, but I think my husband will owe stuff for November. So that is $5,787.50. Now, there's a couple other things that, so 1, our credit cards, right? 2, we owe $2,000 to our house savings account because so every paycheck traditionally, usually, and a normal day in life and a normal day outside in the neighborhood, I don't know, we try to give $1,000 to our house savings account because we want to eventually have a house one day. That's the goal. Here we are. And DMV is super freaking expensive anyway, so we usually give $1,000. We didn't give $1,000 for the first paycheck of October, and we haven't given $1,000 for the second paycheck of October. So we do owe $2,000 currently, as of right now, we're gonna owe $2,000 to our house savings account. So what I want to do is I'm gonna put O. I'm gonna put maybe like an asterisk or something. So we owe $2,000 to house savings. Okay, that's important. We want to make sure we give our money back to it. And then I feel like having the money just in our checking account may or may not make life a little difficult, but for us, it just gives us a safety net. We just want to make sure we're going to have some money that's accessible in our checking account. We don't want to, usually we are zero-based budget people, okay? Everything at a job, nothing in our checking accounts. Like once the bill account is empty, the bill account's empty. But it just makes us feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. I don't know, y'all. It might not make sense, but it works for us. Here's another thing. My husband and I had our 2nd year anniversary. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so my husband and I got married in October 2023. So this year was October 2025. And I made a joke, and I hate the joke, so it's rough. But lately, Octobers haven't been our best months, okay? Like literally last October, my husband was laid off from his job. But we were always okay and grateful because he had a severance and I still had a job. And look at us now, but we're always okay because we have a savings and my husband still has a job. Come on now. You know, so things have been coming up, but we have been A-okay.
Thank God for that.
I had to put that caveat in because I'm always grateful, and you know, I practice it to the best of my ability. Okay, so we got to talk about anniversary. Do you know what today is? Let me put anniversary down here in black. Now, I'm not the best speller, so if and or when is spelled wrong, tell your mama, don't tell me. Don't tell me, okay? Because I don't even care. It's already there. I'm going to show you guys the screenshot. My husband and I, we had a honeymoon. We took it in 2024. We had money saved. And then we had money that was left over from said honeymoon. And this is what we're going to use for our actual anniversary. Now, I think it's about let me see the numbers. It is $1,700. So specifically it's $1,731.16 that we have saved for our honeymoon, from our honeymoon, right? What that we didn't spend. So we always said, oh, we're gonna take a trip. We're gonna use that money to take a trip. Trip hasn't been taken. I'm being honest. Okay. So what we're gonna do instead is we decided like what we spent on our anniversary, we're just gonna take that from that honeymoon money. Okay. So what did we spend on our anniversary? Do I want to put it in red? I just feel like red is just not a good color. Do we got another color? Let's try to do pink. You know, the color of love, if you will. So, what do we have? My husband and I, we got a couple massage. It actually was like $150, but then I'm big on tips. Okay, so with tips, it was $150 something. So with tips for both people who gave us massage, that was $200. Okay, then my husband really wanted to go to this place for dinner. You guys, the food was not that good. And welcome to the DMV. It was $100, and I'm not gonna say I wasn't happy. I was happy to spend time with my husband. It was cute. It was a little date nighty, but I just was so unimpressed. The food sometimes is so expensive, and it's just blah, you know. So that was a massage. It was dinner, and then my husband ran over his AirPods, y'all. He ran over his AirPods because they were on the top of his car. He ran over his AirPods. I keep saying that. Y'all, he ran over his AirPods. They were on the hood of his car. He backed out and he, okay? Now, those were ruined. But for my birthday, during the summer, my mom got me AirPods. So I gave my old ones to my husband. But the reason why my mom got me AirPods, y'all, is because my AirPods was lasting like 10, 15 minutes. And so my husband works overnight and he likes to listen to music. And so like he'll put one in the case and put one in the ear, one in the case, one in the ear, you know. So I just felt bad and I got my husband some AirPods. Now I pray to God that this man don't run over these AirPods. But it is what it is. So total 200, 300, 420, just instead of the calculator. So we spent $420. Now, between my husband and I, these numbers came on our credit card. So we're going to pay back our credit card from this honeymoon money. Okay. So pay back credit card from the honeymoon account for that $420. So let's see. Pay back. That's an ugly Y. Credit card from honeymoon account. Bam. Whoop, there it is. Okay. Now, I just want to get a look at the numbers. So we said it was 1731.16. Whoa. Okay, 1731.16. We're going to subtract 420. So that was $1,311.16 left in our honeymoon account. I like that number. So we have $1,311.16 left in honeymoon. So we're gonna get on that because again, I don't have the specific numbers, but right now I know that my credit card is about $900 and my husband's credit card is about $800. So I don't want us to get like so much back, you know, life happens and then we start spending a whole bunch of debt. So I want us to like try to bite down the debt, the credit card debt in biteable sizes if we can, you know, can we digest it? Because if it's a really big bite, you might choke. And I don't want to choke. So this is what we got so far. Current money during this government shutdown. In our bill account, we have the $2,264.84. Our bills are going to be for November, okay? For November. We're not covered for December. We don't know when we're going to be all right, but one day we will. But for November, these are the bills that it's going to come out. We do owe from our joint checking $825, okay? And there's that. And then also we're going to 108, which is our life insurance, is going to come out our joint checking. So we're going to have 5,000, a little over 5,000 left. We do owe our house account $2,000. We also owe our credit cards. Okay. So if we round up, let's say we owe our credit cards $2,000, and I hope it doesn't get any higher than that. 2,000 right there. You're at 4,000. You're at 4,000. Okay. That would be all of our money in our joint checking. My grandmother said something so wise to me. She was like, listen, you might not be happy with what's going on right now, but once you guys get your back pay and you get your life back in order, now you're going to have extra money because she's like, because I know you, the way you're going to manage your money is going to be so good. And I love that she spoke life into me, and I love that for me. But let me tell you something also. Depending on how this turns out and how long this lasts, Christmas is going to be canceled. Our family does not live in the DMV area. They are expecting us to travel. Air traffic control are not going to their jobs. Like, there's a lot going on, and I don't know if I feel safe. I definitely am not driving halfway across the country. So Christmas, hell, not even just Christmas. The first, what's the one in November? Thanksgiving. Let's talk about Thanksgiving. These are things I'm just like, ooh, can we afford this right now? Even when we get our money together, it makes you think and it makes you wonder, like, are we saving enough? Are we doing enough? I'm so grateful for the month ahead. If you guys don't have a month ahead, I really advise that y'all go ahead and get a month ahead, because you never know what's going to happen. Obviously, it depends on what line of work you're in, but a lot of people are losing their jobs right now. And that's why I always try to say I'm grateful for whatever job I have, whatever job I can get. Same with my husband, because a lot of layoffs are happening with big companies. You think you're safe and nobody's safe. Whether you are government, whether you are a big company, Google, Amazon, UPS, these companies are laying off people left and right, and the market is horrible for houses. I mean, it's just so bad. And I know you're thinking, girl, you are being so negative. No, what I'm trying to say is be grateful for what you have, because that's what I'm thinking to myself. I am grateful for what I have. Even if you got to struggle a little bit, let me be very clear. It ain't nothing to go back to going eating them ramen noodles. Okay. I don't know how much they go for right now, but let me tell you, I know they used to be 20 something cents. Now, maybe times is different. Inflation is real, but all I'm saying is let's all be grateful. Another thing, speaking of food, is, there is, food pantries that specifically in the DMV that they have everywhere for a lot of people to buy food or to get food for free. Now, if you are a government employee or a contractor or you're affected, you have to show proof. So it's a couple things when it comes to my husband and I. One, I go to work every day. So for me to show proof with an ID or paperwork, that's impossible. I work 9 to 10 hour days. That's number one. Number two, I don't feel the need. My husband and I, we sat down and talked about it, to go to a food pantry, because we are blessed enough to afford to have food on our own. Now, again, one day anything can change, but where we are right now in life, we do not feel the necessity and the need to go to a food pantry, because we feel like we will be taking food out of other people's mouths, and we never want to do that. We never want to do that. Listen, Aldi, get us where we got to go for a good price. So another thing is resources. So I know a lot of companies are actually letting people do loans. I don't want to do more debt, y'all. Like I said, I want it digestible. I don't want to choke. Personally, right now, okay? I can only talk about the right now. I don't want to do more debt. Like, I know I was told USAA, Navy Federal, Citibank, and there was some other ones. Basically, if you get your paycheck there, you can, you got to apply for it, basically, and they can continue your paycheck just like life is normal, so you can have normalcy, so you can get your money and pay those bills. So you can get that food, pay that gas, whatever it is that you got to do. And some people are not like me. Some people might not be willing to say, hey, Christmas is canceled or Thanksgiving is canceled. My husband and I, we do not have children. He's not, but I am the youngest in my family, and my husband's, he's a big brother, but they don't have any babies or children small in their family. So Christmas isn't seen as this must have. So for us, we're like, hey, we can just cancel, we want to see them, but we'll see them another time. For some people, I get it. It means something different. and you or whoever might not decide to cancel, and that's on you. I get that. You got to do what works best for you. It's called personal finance. You do it personally. But I say that to say, with holiday season coming up, maybe you need a food pantry. So if you can use that resource, I highly suggest it. I heard from people that I know and that have experienced the food pantries, the lines take hours long. Also, some of them are only open some days, certain days and certain hours. All of them are when I'm at work. Or if you have to go to work yourself, then, things like that. I don't know. But there are resources out there, is what I'm basically trying to say. People don't have to suffer in silence. Suffering in silence is the worst thing you can do. If you are going to work and there's a government shutdown, if you're a contractor, you're a civilian, or you're not even a government building, but your company is impacted. My boss told me to talk to my neighbor and see how they're doing. And I think that was really important. Like, I had really good conversations with people that sit beside me, people that I know, people from my team, all the things. So I really suggest you guys do that. I know sometimes it's hard to be vulnerable with people, but in some cases it's necessary. Woo! Your girl has been yapping, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I hate that we had to have another Certified Yapper video on these circumstances, but we're here. We are here now, baby, okay? And we're going to get through this. We're going to get past this. Life is going to be good. Make sure you guys join this YouTube family by subscribing. Make sure you like this video, comment down below. I'm only dealing with positive comments. I don't want any negativity. I'm probably just going to delete it, okay? Because I might be on the edge. I'm on the brink, okay? So you gotta be positive, and I'm only receiving positivity. I'm just being honest. But I will see you guys in another video. Bye.